Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Well, it's actually good morning. Good morning in 1 minute to be afternoon, right? But it's good morning somewhere, it's good afternoon somewhere, right? So, good morning, good afternoon to all my pretty ladies, my handsome kings, everybody that's here coming to the live show. Welcome to the Purple Passions News Break, okay? The Purple Passions News Break Live. That is where you're at. PPMBL, right? Purple Passions News Break Live. Welcome to the News Break Live. So, Miss Trisha, thank you for being here. Pretty lady, thank you. That's one of our ads, Miss Trisha Michael. If you don't know, get familiar with her. She runs our VIP group, okay? So, good morning, Trisha. Hope you're feeling better, okay? Our prayers went out to you. Hope that you're feeling better. So, Trisha Mike is in here. Who else is in here? If you in here, drop me a hello, drop me a good afternoon, good morning. Let me know where you're talking to me from, and let me know what's going on with your weather, okay? Let me know what's going on with your weather in your area, okay? I always like to start this off because I like to know what's happening in your area, okay? Because I'm definitely going to let you know what's happening in my area, what's going on with Purple Passions Boutiques. I want to know what's going on with you, okay? So let me know that. So if you're in here, let me know. I see a few more familiar faces. Let me know. Great morning, Purple Passions Boutique family. Miss Green, one of our sellers. Bright and upcoming. She's out of Louisiana. Welcome in, Queen. Miss Dorothy Gordon. Good morning, Mr. and Miss Clark. It is me, Danielle. I am under my mom's account. Okay. Okay, Queen. It's all right. It's all right. I'm with you. Hey, we got to do what we got to do, right? Okay. So, Miss Danielle right now, she is one of our moderators, okay, on Purple Passions Boutique. I appreciate you 1,000%. Thank you for being here. She's coming out of Colorado, right? So, if you guys are not familiar with her, you see her in the leaving comments or whatever, you know, you'll see Danielle Gordon or Dorothy Gordon, same person. Make sure you give her that love and support because she's there to support you. She's been a great addition to the Purple Passion Boutique family and team, okay? So, welcome, Queen. Welcome. She's in Louisiana. We're up to 44 degrees right now. Okay. I bet you're happy for that 44, right? Everything's better than -0 and 0, right? So, thank you. I'm trying to. I figure, you know, since this is the first month of February, Queens. I mean, the first day of February, Queens. Hey, I figured I would try to go chocolate as I can today, right? So, you know, we can go with a little dark chocolate, you know, with a little caramel inside or, you know, a little peanut butter inside, right? So this is what we're doing today. All right. Miss Ivy Lolo Bird and Pope. Hello, everyone. Looking sharp as always. Thank you, Queen. Lawrenceville, Georgia, 28 degrees. And the snow is melting. Yay. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Miss Ivy, she's out of Georgia. Like I said, I spent some time out in Georgia. You know, when I left Indiana in 98, I went down to Florida. So I spent a lot of time down in the South before I came into the military. So I know Georgia. Georgia's hot. It's very rare that it gets cold. So I know you guys are glad when you don't have to see snow, ice, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's great. Miss Ruiz, hello. Hello, Queen. How you doing? All right. Welcome. Good morning. Good afternoon. Welcome in.
Mr. Graham coming to raid your closet.
You're going to come raid the closet? Oh, man. I tell you, you have to raid my closet, my bins, and everything. You have to raid everything. I got a lot going on. So, Ms. Gore said, thank you so much. Yes. And then we say, yes, Lord. We getting over that bad ice storm. Kids been out of school the whole week. Man, look. Don't get me started, right? My son was out for like 2 days, and I said, when that fifth day came, I said, you going to school? I can't say, no, you can't. You need to go to school. You have your butt in school. Sometimes people don't understand that's a break, right? Take your behind the school and learn something. Not that they're teaching our children like so much, you know, but it's good. We got somebody there to take them off a hand, give them some medication, instill some good things in them, you know, so education is important either way that you get it, okay? Whether it's in life or it's, you know, through the education system. But I tell you what, after so many days home, like them summers, you got to know how them summers are. Coming down there in the summer, they start wilding out. They hit puberty, start doing all this crazy stuff. Like, you need to go to school. You need to run off some of that energy. I don't have time for this, all right? I'm working full time. I can't do this, right? So we can't wait for them to go to school. All right. Miss Ruiz says 29 degrees in South Alabama. Yeah, you guys shouldn't be getting that cold like that either, right? So, you know, my mother is in North Florida, right? She's the one that runs our prayer room. So if you haven't checked out our prayer room, go check it out. What is it called? It's called the Purple Passions support. Well, I can never say it right.
Prayer and support.
Prayer and support room. Okay, Purple Passion prayer and support room. That is ran by my mother. She's right there in North Florida at St. Augustine, Jacksonville, Daytona area. Okay, So, it's typically up north. You can get a little cold up in Florida, but not really, right? Like if you're talking about central Tampa, Dade County, Miami, all that jazz, even around the Panhandle, it shouldn't be getting cold like that, right? Because you're right there around the Gulf Coast, Emerald Coast, and then you're on the East Coast on the outside of it, right? So I'm not even down to my Marathon in Key West, right? So when you start getting cold down there in Georgia, Alabama, all that stuff, something's wrong, right? But we needed it. We had a lot of sickness. Hopefully that sickness got killed, so some good things behind it. So good. So my son was so excited for us getting some snow flurries yesterday. Oh yeah. For a child, the first time. I remember when I came in from Panama, I came to the States when I was in second grade, right? And I was in Muncie, Indiana, and I saw my first snow, and I never forgot it. Right there down the road from Yorktown Elementary. It was great. First time ever seeing it. Other than that, it was like 130 degrees in Panama all day, every day, right? So that's good. I didn't even set up my screen back there, babe. I didn't even set up my screen.
Oh, go ahead and do it real quick.
Okay, so we got hello from Alabama. Hold on, Queens. Let me get. I gotta have my big screen in the back. Because when I start missing comments.
I just keep talking. Hey, ladies, I'm here too.
Yeah, my wife is in the back here.
I'm here too. We're gonna have some good talks today, some eye openers, some. I already cut it on. You cut it off again.
I did. I did.
Some news. What's going on in February? What February?
So you was ready again, and I wasn't ready. Is that what you telling me? You cut it on, and I cut it off. So I'm not even prepared, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some what's going on in February? we're gonna discuss this. What's February bringing to the platform? And then we're gonna talk about misfits and.
We hope there's going to be some good talks. I don't want anybody mad at me calling Mr. Clark and cussing him out.
Right.
I've had a few of those phone calls already within the past 2 weeks. They've been
freezing. Woke up to 16 degrees this morning in Georgia. Oh man.
And who was that?
Miss Medline.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
So let me log out and log
so
in.
that makes me always think, why is it so cold in the South, right? Shouldn't even be that cold.
I'm getting there, Queens. I got to click in a couple more blocks. I'll be right with you. Give me 1 second. I apologize for the inconvenience. I wasn't prepared. I came in here and I was doing so much other stuff, not paying attention to what I should have been doing. My wife said, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it, and didn't listen. Husbands, listen to your wives. Boyfriends, listen to your wives. Fiancés, listen to your wives. Listen, and you won't be in the situation I'm in right now, right? I cut off the TV, cut on the TV, then cut it back off. My wife was looking at me like, I don't know what's going on with you, right? So let me.
I know what's going on. You excited?
Hard-headed, right? What? Hey, what your moms used to say back in the day, right? She said a hard head make a soft butt, right? Ain't that what moms used to say? A hard head make a soft butt. So when you don't listen, you get a soft butt, right? So I should have listened to my wife. So I'm telling you, you gotta listen to your wives. Don't be in there messing up like me early in the morning, early in the afternoon, all right? So
she said the good thing about folks trying to cuss you out on the phone is you can hang up. LOL. Sorry, lost signal. LOL. Oh
That's true.
God.
That's true. You know what? I welcome it, because most of the time I'm like, I look at them like, oh man, this is bad. And then I'm like, hey, Queen, like, I'm going to stop you right there. That's not what happened. It's not what happened. Let me explain to you what's going on. Then explain it. Like I said, you get it's okay. God bless you. And you have a very nice day.
My husband said it yesterday in a conversation. That's a good one.
And that's the truth. We used to play when we were young, we used to get mad and we'd be like, hey man. And he'd be like, what you want? I'm like, you got a closet? Yeah, I got a closet. Why wouldn't I have a closet? I'm like, well, hang this up. And you hang up the phone, right? So that's what we used to do, right? we were growing up. That's back when you had the phone and you couldn't call long distance and you weren't supposed to be using three-way. And when your mother catch you in that bill be long and she be on you like white on rice, yeah. Those times, right?
Makes a soft butt.
Yes. So let me get started, okay? Welcome. Thank you guys for all your comments. I'm sorry for your cold weather. It's gonna warm up, I promise you, okay? But welcome to the Purple Passion Newsbreak Live, okay? I have been looking forward to this all week because it's always interesting the comments we're gonna get, the feedback we're gonna get, and this is your time to talk with the owners. to express yourselves, to say some things, to strong arm the chat, and put in what's been going on that we don't know about. And we're going to tell you the things that we do know about. And we're going to try to meet in the middle somewhere and try to figure this out, right? That's what makes us a community and a family. So, with that said, it is the first day of February, right? So, what do we have going on in February, right? What is going on in February? So, what is happening this month is going to be our first category, okay? So, we got to remember, this week we got a Valentine's Week marathon, okay? Valentine's Week marathon. I got my guy right here, Pepe Le Pew. He's going to be with us this whole month, okay? He's going to be telling I love you, you love me, all right? But we got a Valentine's Week marathon from February 7th all the way to the 15th, okay? 2026 this year, happening only on Purple Patches Boutique. I want you guys to be there, okay? Be there to experience a good time. We will have a highlighter. It is going to be on a chocolate day. It's going to be a special seller. She's going to be highlighting. She is one of our premier sellers, and we're going to advocate, promote her. You guys know I'm not going to mention her name. As she's preparing, you're going to get things like her bio. You're going to get to know, things about her. You're going to get personal with her as she highlights one of our slots on Chocolate Day. And she is going to be, and she's going to be one of our premier sellers during the live show. Okay, so hold on one second. Queens. My wife is getting me together again. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to tell you so you don't forget.
Okay.
Okay. Quick briefing.
All right. So let me okay, so I can sit this here for right now. So she's going to be highlighting. It's going to be a great show with her. So as that's coming towards that time, you're going to start seeing different things. So make sure you're checking the page for a lot of that overview and a lot of stuff that's happening. Also, this month, you guys know this is Black History Month. Okay, the 1 month they do give us, and I just feel like really it's a minority thing because I think that a lot of people don't get everything that they need, but you get a chance to hear some stories, hear some history. I don't get involved in a lot of that stuff. I do, but I don't, is what I'm saying, is that military and partially, we weren't allowed to get involved in a lot of things. We can't have a view on politics because our chief commander is the president. Whatever he tells us to do, we have to do. So we don't speak on political parties, politics, religion, all that stuff, because we're all in there underneath one flag, and that flag essentially is our religion, and we have a job to do. So I haven't got involved in a lot of things in a year, but I think it's good that different people are promoted in a sense, on those days. I think the true identity of self is knowing who you are and mastering yourself in life and mastering yourself within the life that you live here at this time right now. And I think that's enough of a job for us to do. And once we can do that for ourselves, then we're ready to move forward to everything else that God has in front of us. Okay. So that is my view on that. But it is Black History Month. It's also Mardi Gras. Okay. So I never made it down to that Mardi Gras down in New Orleans, but I wish I had when I was stationed down in Texas. But it is Mardi Gras, and also it is President's Day for those of you that are patriotic. Here they don't even get the day off. Some places they do get the day off. Children do. So I can't remember us ever getting a day off for President's Day. But like I said, that was a long time ago, and things were different. So like I said, we didn't have buses. We were walking to school. It didn't matter if the snow was up to our knees. We still had to get there by a certain time. We were seated and saluting the pledge to the flag and the Christian flag by 7:30, I think. It was different. We had a certain hanging for our bag, book bag, no excess stuff, very different. So, but anyways, if you're patriotic, you do have those days, okay? So that is what's happening this month. Also pay attention to that in February, right? Those live shows, right, are going to be from the 7th, and each day has a different day, okay? So from the 7th is going to be a day, 8th is going to be a different day. So I want you guys to go to the future section of the business page. Check out what's actually happened on those days. I want you guys to participate, because your participation as a community or as a family it's still going to, you know, help promote those sellers and give them a little bit more incentive and make them feel more comfortable jumping into these slots and jumping into those days that they got to get prepared for you, okay? So as you guys sit there and support, then they're jumping in there and preparing for you guys, okay? And I promise you it's going to be a great time. You guys are really going to enjoy it. So please come out there to this event and support that week, okay? For sellers, right? Resellers, sellers, the live show is going to be $2.14. Why? Because it's the second month of the year of 2026, and then 14 is actually Valentine's Day, okay? So I want you guys to understand that price in 214. That is only from the 7th to the 15th. The 15th will be a clearance day, okay? So, okay, so my husband was, yeah, so he understands it too. Each day is a special day for that day, yeah. Yes, honey, Mardi Gras, yeah. Hold on, how you say that? That's is that French? That says Les Bon Temps Roulette? How you say that? Well, I got to bring my wife in here. I know she know how to say it. Valentine's Love Week is from the 7th to the 15th. So $2.14. That's only from the 7th to the 15th. The last day of that week is going to be a clearance day. So all my resellers want to get in. This is where you want to bring your biggest promotion resellers. Hint, hint. Give you the framework. The framework says that when you're jumping over on different sides, you need to be coming in with your best prices, you know, to build your clientele. When they come to your page, you should be introducing your regular scheme of things, right? Your regular platform, your regular battle rhythm, okay? So that is a key to your framework right there. So that is a hint, hint from Mr. Clark, okay? Hint, hint. So the 15th is a clearance sale. So whatever you didn't push out during that week, you want to come on that 15th, get that slot, and try to and get it to our clients for the low, okay? So it says that means that the good times roll. Okay, okay. I know you guys got a lot of good times going on down there. I promise you. I might go down there and never come back, right? So I tell you how it was. I didn't want to leave South Bend, Indiana. I was mad, right? I'm like, I'm leaving my sports, my school. I don't want to leave. I went down to Florida 2 months later. I was like, I'm a Floridian. I don't know what happened. I just got down there and that salt water hit me and it was over. All right. So and I've been in the South ever since then. So so yeah. I thank your husband for his service, and he probably was in during them rough times like my mother, you know, and the green beans and all that stuff. You know, I was still polishing boots in my time before they went over to the other stuff, right? And I was talking with another seller on here that was around the military, and I said that's where respect kind of went out the window when they stopped shining boots and doing all that stuff, creasing your uniform. You know, we had to shave berets. We had to be that Monday. We were looking for that day off by being in tip-top shape. You know, jungle boots, jump boots, tanker boots. Everything was shining to the T where you can see your reflection in it. That's when respect went out the window. Okay. I mean, anybody can say what they want to say, but I know that for myself, because there's no reason for you to put on that uniform and feel good and look good and walk around with your chest poked out like it meant something. Okay. That's what we did back in the day. So, you know, I tip my hat off to any veteran, you know, that served, but you know, I know those guys before me, those were the gurus. Okay. And that's who I learned from. So, anytime outside of that, right? Anytime outside of that, what'd you say, Toy? You said it all kinds of mess. Tell them what? What you want them to tell me? I see you on my screen. Anytime after that, so we're gonna go from the 1st to the 6th, right? That's gonna be, the slots are gonna be 444, and then from the 16th to the end of the month, it's gonna be 444. Midnight slots are gonna be $9.99. Okay, so
and she said that
what Toy got for me
for the Valentine's week.
Mm-hmm.
She said it's only from 8 a.m. till 11 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Those slots are $2.14.
Mm-hmm.
Then after 11 p.m. starts the midnight, which is $9.99.
11 p.m. EST, right? Which is going to be 12. Which is going to be 12 our time.
Yeah.
Okay. So to give you guys a little bit of schematics from my admin expert, that is Miss Coleman. She can't comment right now, but our admin expert is Miss Latoya Coleman. So scheduling all that good jazz, putting together these projects is going to be her and my wife doing that together. You know, 2-man tango, right? They're getting it done. So the slots for the 7th through the 15th are going to be $2.14, and that time frame is going to be, since I got a list, okay, so don't laugh, all right? I got a list, right? It's going to be 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., okay? So 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., and that is going to be the $2.14. And this is EST time I'm talking about. At 11 p.m. starts the midnight, which would be essentially CST time frame, okay? So that's going to be starting the midnight slots, okay, during that week. So just so you guys know. So the hour slots is going to be from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. At 11 p.m. starts the Midnight Madness, all right? So, or the Midnight Lover's Lane, whatever we call it. I call it my own stuff, okay? So with that said, I'm going to go into my next segment. My wife already posted up the know your time frame, okay? Queens, I don't know what's going on. I talked about this last week, okay? Now, this is no longer going to be an excuse, okay? Because that's what it's starting to be, all right? And if you have any questions, I'm sure my admin Esther will explain it to you, but I know I've put this post out so many times. I've talked about this, okay? EST, CST, PST, right? Or MST, whatever you want to call it, okay? All lives are booked in EST, okay? So if you book, when you go into there, first off, when you go into that booking page, when you click on that link, it's going to take you to a screen. It's going to give you 3 packages. It should be the Royal, the Lilac. It should be the Midnight. Correct me if I'm wrong, admin. I might be wrong. I think that because I'm seeing it in my mind. That top one up there, I think that's supposed to be the Royal. The Midnight will be on this side, and underneath will be the Lady Lilac, right? When that screen pulls up, okay? So immediately when you do that, you're going to see 3 packages. When you click on one of those packages, it's going to open up the next page. You're going to see a calendar. It's going to be a square block, right? Or a rectangular block. It's going to be on the right side. Right side is going to be the calendar. Underneath where you see the calendar dates, you're going to see the CST time frame. That block right there is where you need to click in order for you to switch your time to EST. And that means, and what I'm telling you right now, mark my words, everybody needs to switch their time from CST to EST. I am in CST. We own the calendar. So it automatically starts everything in CST. It gives you a window for you to put find what time zone you need to be in, okay? Every time zone. But you're going to need to put it in EST because that's what we're booking. So even if you put 11 o'clock CST and you say, oh, I forgot, it doesn't matter. The time frame that we give you is still going to be in EST because we understand that, okay? So, so packages are Lady Light, Purple Magenta, and Midnight, right? I think that's the one I messed up on. Purple Magenta is the one that I messed up. So it's not Royal, it's Purple. Thank you, admin, for correcting me. Purple Magenta. Then you're going to see the next one's going to be Lady Lilac, and to the right of that, you're going to see Midnight, okay? 3 packages. You're going to click on one of those packages, and when it opens up, you're going to get the same calendar on the right. It's going to have that block where you click on, and you need to change that time to EST. Directly to the left of that, you're going to see some writing, okay? If you take the little cursor or the mouse and scroll down, it's going to give you our policy and all the information on what is required for you to book, what you need to pay attention to, what your package is and everything. Hello, Miss Long. Thank you for being here, okay? Now, with that said, okay, now mind you, outside of the marathon week, everything's going to be $4.44. When you scroll down, it's going to give you that you need to have a bot. It's going to tell you that what our cancellation fee is, which I'm going to cover in a little while, okay? The specifics of that. It's going to tell you that there is a cancellation fee if you do not book correctly, okay? So if you book and you decide not to be there, you have a cancellation fee of $5. That is what we're standing on. That is what I put out last week. So any new seller, old seller, middle seller, future seller, seller that hasn't been a seller over here yet, anybody's watching on the outside that don't want to come inside the live. So I have quite a few of those to see what Mr. Clark is talking about. I know about those too. $5 cancellation fee. So if you're on the outside looking and you're thinking about coming, $5 cancellation fee. That's on. It doesn't matter what you're doing, okay? Midnight, Purple, Royal, Lady Lilac, Cadillac, doesn't matter. $5, okay? So I want you guys to understand that. So when you're looking for that policy or you get an invoice for $5, you say, hey, what am I getting $5 for? What is this? What is that? Before you even click on that date and you change that time to EST, that information is posted there. It'll take you to the next page. The next page is going to ask for your name. It's going to ask for your email. It's going to ask for your business name. It's going to ask for the name we need to be looking for to send you the rights, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about that too, all right? After I finish up this part. And then it's going to ask you, will you have your flyer in within 24 hours? That is also posted before you get that far into your booking, okay? 24 hours you need to have your flyer in. There's no exception to that. 24 hours, all right? And why? is it 24 hours? Because 24 hours is when you should be starting your promotion on your page, okay? So, Purple Magenta, that includes live and the booster, right? Yeah, so that's why we had a Purple Magenta. It's going to include the live and the booster. I'll talk about that in a minute. Then the Midnight Magic is $9.99, and so I'll cover those too. Thank you, admin. So she's schooling me right now, you know, because she's running that calendar. So I try not to step on that. I try to follow what she's got going on. Huh? Okay. Okay. So booking for the Valentine's week, I forgot about that point. That's in my phone. I probably need to have my phone, right? But the booking for the Valentine's week, it needs to go through my wife, Miss Clark, or Miss Coleman, okay? Because Miss Coleman is going to be your scheduler, and my wife is going to be the person that's going to be putting in slots. So they're both putting in slots, but they're working in tandem, okay? So that's the tag team right there. So you're going to need to notify one of them, and then they're going to communicate amongst each other. We're going to get you in that slot. So anything dealing with that week, the 7th to the 15th, you will not be able to book on through the booking link. You will have to notify one of them on what slot you would like. All the slots are posted on that feature. That's in the feature section of the business page. When you go and click inside of that, you're going to be able to click on each one. It's going to tell you what slots are open, who has the slots, who's going to be running on that day, what that day is going to be, what that day is going to be about, and you can go from there. Okay. Now back to when you're putting in your information. Okay, you're going to put in that you're going to have your flyer in within 24 hours. You're going to adhere to all the policies. It's going to give you 5 questions. Don't just check yes. I want you guys to understand what you are reading. Because you need to pay attention to that, because in the end, that is the standard that I'm holding you to. That's why the information is actually posted there, okay? So the information is posted there so that you guys can stay on top of what you need, so that way there's no questions in the end. I don't want you guys to feel like Mr. Clark is trying to get over on you. Mr. Clark is trying to pull a fast one. Mr. Clark is trying to cheat me. Mr. Clark is scandalous. I hate Mr. Clark. All these great things that I've gotten already, right? And I'm like, wow. So all that stuff is posted in front. I try to give you guys that. Essentially, that is our policy. If I need to give you a direct policy, I have that too, because I have my own file folder with policy in it. Like I said, I haven't decided whether I'm just going to make the policy a separate page or not. But, you know, different things are coming all the time. So, but we're standing on policy over here, okay? So, so I want you guys to make sure that you're paying attention to that, okay, before you make your payment, before you click yes, okay? You're going to have that flyer in within 24 hours. Change your time to EST. You make sure you're reading that cancellation policy, okay? So, yeah, I see it. I'm not there yet, okay? So I think I covered everything at the beginning already. So, you can also, if you guys need a flyer, yeah, reading is fundamental. Always read before agreeing. There you go. Thank you, Miss Edmond. And that's essentially what I'm kind of stuck at right now. So I've got a lot of sellers that came to me, and I tell you one of the situations why I'm covering this, so you guys know that I'm just not giving you information. I got calls this week, and they're saying they didn't show up, and it was for whatever reason. So I tell you first off why we have the $5 policy. The $5 policy cancellation fee, we didn't used to do that because we expected everybody to be responsible. But the cancellation fee. But the reason why we went with a cancellation fee is because it's a respect thing. When you have a free platform, when you have a platform that's cheap as $2.14, $2.26, people tend not to respect the platform because they say, hey, you know what? It's only $2.14. They can take it and do whatever they want to do with it, etc. Right? So, you know, and it's still a respect thing because it's still a ran business. Those prices we set in order for other people to be able to make their coins, to make whatever they're trying to make, and put the money in their pocket, instead of having to worry about how many items you got to sell because you paid $50 for a live, $20 for a live, $25 for a live. Yeah, it may be nice to go over there and gain a few extra customers, you know, but the support, you won't get the same support that you get here. And then you're worried that you have to make that money back. And then everything after that is going to be the money you put in your pocket. So, you know, you're going to probably at least need to drop at least 15, 20 sales, okay? And that's just the truth. You know, if I'm lying, I'm flying. I'm not taking off yet like Delta Airlines, okay? Because I've been on that side of the fence too. But what I'm saying is that we started a cancellation fee because it was just a disrespect with people feeling like they don't have to let you know anything. they ask you for a slot, and then they say they like the slot. Then they say, well, I didn't respond back to your message, so that's me not agreeing to it. For me, that's like, I don't know. For me, even that line right there is kind of, what do you mean you didn't agree? You asked for the slot, about the slot, then you said you would like that slot, but since you didn't respond back, that's not you agreeing. I don't know what world anybody lives in, but if you verbally make that commitment and say, I want the slot, you're in that slot. I'm putting you in that slot, that's your slot. If you don't show up, you get a cancellation fee. If you don't pay the cancellation fee, you don't have to worry about coming back, because you won't come back until you pay the cancellation fee. That's not from my wife. That's not from anybody else. That's from Mr. Clark, because I step in front of all my admins, whether it be Trisha, whether it be Miss Knight, Miss Shane Knight, whether it be Miss Edmond, whether it be Miss Coleman, and my wife, Miss Clark. I step in front of all my people. You know, and I'd be the first one to take that shotgun blast. But right is right, and right only looks one way, the right way. And if you say you want that slot and they book you in that slot, that is your slot. Okay? If you don't make that slot, then there's a $5 cancellation fee. And yeah, we could be lenient and say, hey, you know, I had a family emergency, had a funeral, somebody died, you know, yada, yada, yada. But I tell you what's happened with that. What's happened with that is,
Let me say something to this.
Well, I didn't get to finish my story yet.
I know, but I need to say it.
Okay, so you need to say it?
Yes.
You got to say it.
I need to say it.
She was gone, right? So I gave her something. She ran around the corner. Oh, I got to say this. Okay, so come on, babe.
Yes.
Let them have it.
Yes, honey.
Also, customer, you're carving out time to watch it live. Yes, ma'am, Miss Harris. I'm getting ready to touch bases on that too. Yes, Queen. Hey, strong on the chat. Drop it in the chat. If you agree, disagree, if you got a point, drop it in the chat.
So.
No fee for rescheduling. No, that's something different. I'm gonna cover that too.
So, we're gonna discuss this. As you remember, when we was free, right, a long time ago.
Right.
Well, not so long ago, but you know, a half year ago we was free.
About 6 months.
About 6 months ago, our platform ran for 4 months free. We was charging a subscription for 99 cents. So everybody went free. So then, after people was not showing up and saying it's anyway free, why should I show up? I can come whenever I want to, and all
I'm tracking to it. I saw that message.
We had all these problems, right? So I said, okay, we're gonna charge a $5 cancellation fee. So then people kept saying, I got really messages like this, and y'all need to pay attention. Do I still have to pay a cancellation fee because I was in a bad accident? A truck hit my car, and my car hit another car. I said, oh my God, that's bad. I'm in the hospital right now. Oh my God, that's bad. No, you don't have to pay a cancellation fee. A woman called me and said they're shooting in front of her house.
During the shootout.
And she's in the middle of a shootout. Then she has to pay the cancellation fee because she doesn't know if she's going to survive the shootout, right? So, so I said, oh my God. So, as we started with the cancellation fee in the beginning of January, right? Again, because our lives are really cheap. So I said, oh my God. I said, we're going to run in the same thing. And sure enough, it started the same way. I'm in a shootout. My house is burning up. Yeah. My car caught fire. I mean, I have stories. I can't even. A person died
every month for the next 4 months.
Yeah, and then I had one that told me I had actually a person that told me that her uncle died, and that uncle died already last week and the week before. So you know what I'm saying? And
one died and came back. One died and came back.
I just
to let my wife know they couldn't go live. One died and came back. I can't make this up. Look at my face right now. I'm being serious.
We cannot make this up. I have it here on my phone, and I mean I cannot say any names. But ladies, I came to the conclusion, right, that I say.
What's the conclusion, babe? What conclusion did you come from this?
It doesn't matter if your house is burning up, if your uncle died, and whatever is going on.
If you're on fire.
If you're on fire, we just charge a $5 cancellation fee of a no-show of your life. I don't care what you. I do care. Yes, I do care. But the careness came so far that I just said it doesn't matter. You're not coming to your life that you booked, and you're not showing up. It's going to be a $5 cancellation fee. Period. Now, if I feel like that you should reschedule for whatever reason, and I know you well, and I say, okay, this person, you know, is so close.
Well, if you're not
and
going to be there, you
trustworthy,
need to let the
know?
platform owner know, which would be my wife. You need to let her know
Yes.
whether you're going to be there or not, and it'll be up to her whether she decides if you reschedule and all that stuff. But don't call me and say, I'm on fire. I can't make my live.
My hair burned up.
I'm going to tell you, stop, drop, and roll. That's the only thing I can tell you. Stop, drop, and roll. You should have called 911. Call the police first if you engage in any situation. Like, don't call me.
One said her hair is burning up because she used, I don't know. I just...
Too much hairspray.
I don't know.
Must have been the white rain. I don't know what it was.
To this point, it is up to me, honestly, to me, myself, if I say, okay, let's answer the question from Miss Tanya Alicia. If I decide that you can't reschedule, I will send you to Latoya and be like, hey, reach out to Latoya and reschedule your live, okay? And pretty much 99.9%, I let you reschedule. But after the second reschedule and you're still not showing up, you're going to pay the $5 cancellation fee, okay?
Yeah,
because I'm the last person that is really after the $5 like that.
Right. It's not, look, I'd rather you be there than have the $5 because, and it goes back to what Miss Amber Harris says, okay? And on a serious tip is that everybody, we look at the fact of the matter of the time that we lose as, as admins, owners, moderators, everybody setting part of our time to be there. But what about the clients that are waiting to see you?
Miss Minnie.
What about your favorite? How you doing, Miss Owens? What about your favorite? You might be the favorite seller of XYZ people, right?
Right.
And they're preparing to see you. So they're taking time. They're looking at your phone like, okay, Miss Tanya Alicia's going live at this time. I'll make sure that this live, right? And you decide not to be there, right? Then, boom, that makes them instead of what if they have a couple people that are going to be on around the same time and they choose to be there at your live show. Okay, that's why we tell you, let us know in advance when you're not going to be there, because when you're not going to be there when you're advanced. I had a foster child one time, and I told him his curfew was 7:30. So it was when I was in Kentucky. Be here at 7:30. The first time he went out, he called me at 7:45. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna be late." I said, "Okay, what time you plan to be home?" He said, "Well, I'm leaving now. I'm gonna be here in 30 minutes." So by 8:15, 8:30, I think he got there by 8:30. So when he came in, and then I told him, I said, "Well, you going out tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go back and hang out with the same guy." I said, "Okay, you got to be back at 7." He said, "I thought you said my curfew is 7:30." I said, "It is 7:30, but you didn't show up. You didn't show up and call me until 7:45. You knew that you were late at 7:30, so you should have called me at 7:30 if you're gonna be late. You called me at 7:45, then told me you think you're gonna be late. So for me, I'm nobody's idiot. You be home at 7." So he had his head down and he was sad. But I tell you what, that child showed up every time at 7:30. So he understood very quickly. He was 16 that time. That was one of my favorite foster children. Supposed to be the roughest and baddest child, but he was really, really great. And what I'm saying is that ahead of time if you're going to be late. So let us know ahead of time, because that informs the platform. We can probably get somebody in that slot. We can inform the people that are waiting to see if you're going to come on. They may be able to go to somebody else, and that's going to help everybody reach that next goal and step. What'd you say, babe?
Now, if you don't know your time, right, and you late, and you are a no-show because you're supposed to be live, and you are on CST time, right? This happened actually the past few times right now. So you're supposed to be on, let's say, at 10 o'clock, and you're not coming on at 10 o'clock because you showing up at 11, but at 11 is already the next seller on. And then you say, I thought I was going to be on at 11 because you're going by your CST time frame and not on EST time frame, okay? So therefore, there would be, for example, a rescheduling. I would be like, okay, you didn't know your time again. You have to learn your time and then reschedule, okay? And this is what I'm saying. Pay attention to your time zone. Pay attention when you're supposed to be live, because when you go by your CST time and we are on EST, then you definitely have to reschedule because you're not going to be on time.
Yep. And Miss Madeline Rose Lady Edmonds said, in the business, there is no difference. The reason why you don't show up, any appointment you make in real life, they are charging you for not showing up. Okay.
Right.
So, that is,
You good?
Yeah. That is the truth. Okay. Right place, right time, right uniform is what we practice in the military. Right. So, formation is at 6:30. We're required to be there at 6:15. If we're there at 6:16, we're late. Okay, probably behind the formation, getting cooked, getting smoked, whatever they decide to do to us. Right. You know what I'm saying? Up, downs, grass drills, you know, warrior training, whatever it is. Okay. That's the military I came up in. Okay. So, you got to be there on time. Okay. And if you're there early, then if we have any adjustments, we decide to move formation. If we say formation is going to be inside the gym instead of outside on the PT field because it's raining, whatever that first sergeant, that commander decide for your company, you need to be there early to be there for those instructions. Okay. So that's what I'm telling you. The proper person to notify is going to be my wife if you're not going to be there. Okay. Your cancellation fee is whether you're a no-show, whether you've had a family emergency, or whatever it is. If you do not show up for your live, you're getting a cancellation fee. Until you pay that, you will not be able to go live. Even if you've booked your lives, doesn't matter. You will not go live. You will not receive the rights until then. If you do not have your flyer in within 24 hours before that live show, I'm not giving the rights, okay? And I'm the one giving the rights, okay? So I'm letting you guys know that. So that is my policy on that, because I've got to protect the work and the time that my personnel is investing into the business, okay? And I also got to protect the investment of the clients that are there to buy for you. That's how they support you. So we need to make sure that we're Johnny on the spot, that we're taking care of the stuff that we need to take care of, okay? That's just how it is, all right? Now, with that said, know your time. Know your time. Know between CST and EST. Make sure you're reading the booking policies. Make sure before you start clicking yes, you're reading the fine print, okay? So, it's up to the platform owner that's going to decide when you're late, okay? Don't, and also, that's what I had to tell you guys. Excuse me. Hello, Miss Tillett. Hello, Miss Holmes. Hello, Miss Tondil, okay? If you don't show up, when I go in and cancel your time, I'm putting in there the reason why, because I document everything. And I'm going to talk about that too in a second. I document everything. I'm putting in no show. Client was contacted at this time. This is what the client stated. This is what our policy states. The client will not be able to return until they pay the cancellation fee, and it is a no-show. So, and it's a no-show. If you call after the time you're supposed to be there, that's a no-show. Doesn't matter what excuse you give me. You didn't contact me before that time. Now, if you contact me before that time, but it's not within that right window, I'm going to put in there that you didn't give enough time for that schedule to fluctuate for what happened. Now, you know, that's not a write-up. That's just writing down information, documenting. So whenever we got to revisit any type of situation, I can go back and track, and you can too. I'm going to be like, hey, on this date, XYZ. Now, also, if I send you a message on Messenger, that's a time and date stamp too. So that's contact and notice too. So I want you guys to understand how Mr. Clark is doing things. And my admin expert, when she's canceling out things, she's putting that time frame in there. Now, there's a difference. If I know some people that I know, and some people I know, they got different things and different situations going on. It's different things that I know. So I'm not speaking to you directly, because most of the time I'm contacting you myself. I'm like, hey, you know, we're not showing inspired items. You know, our policy says this. And I'm actually doing that in a nice way and letting you know on a business level, this is what it is, right? But at the end of the day, it's business. It's not personal, okay? Like I said, I can have the great relation with you outside of that. But when it comes to business, business is business, personal is personal. I tell my son the same thing. When you go to school, it's about business. Do your schoolwork first before you decide to horseplay. All right? Do all that playing after your schoolwork is done. If you know, don't come and tell me in the middle of your math test you decided to horseplay, then you got in trouble, and you looking at me in the face like you don't know why you got in trouble. Don't want to hear it. Nobody's called. You're not that important where they're calling me for you all the time about what XYZ, okay? And that's just how I am with my son. But my son regulates himself, you know, so he understands that. He understands how I am. He goes to school with that same persona. I'm going to do my work first. I'm going to do everything else later, okay? So, there's no fee for rescheduling, but utilize the link in your confirmation email if you don't want assistance, right? So you can go in there and cancel yourself through the link. It's going to be at the bottom of your confirmation email. If you do not know what time, okay, this other thing too. Call in and trying to find out when you're supposed to be live. Go to your search engine inside your Gmail, your Yahoo, whatever it is. Type in your name or Purple Passions Boutique. Hit the search button. It's going to give you all the emails related to that. You can click on that on your confirmation. Inside your confirmation, it's going to tell you whether you're live, what dates you're live. It's going to pull up everything that you have for Purple Passions Boutique. If you need to reschedule for that date, you need to go inside there and you need to reschedule that event. All right. Go in through the calendar. It's going to be a calendar link where you can either cancel or reschedule. It's going to be in blue at the bottom. Click on one of those for what your needs are. But you still need, listen to what I'm telling you, you still need to notify. You still need to notify the platform owner. All right. Platinum owner. She is platinum, right? The platform owner. Okay. You still need to notify the platform owner. Okay. You still need to notify them. It's what's fair. It's what's right. Okay. And I try to keep everybody on the same board. Okay. It's not me being hard or being evil or mean. Everybody says that sometimes. No, it's not that. It's by keeping everybody on the same sheet of music. Okay. Everybody, I got to be fair and impartial all the way through. Okay. But like I said, some of you, like I know, and you'll call and you say, hey, XYZ, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. Boom. Don't worry about it. Go do this, you know. So, like I said, we're pretty resilient inside of Purple Patch Boutique. Even with my admin expert, we're pretty resilient on communicating and finding out what's going on. And sometimes with whatever your situation is, you'll probably have 3 people working that one situation, okay? So that's the beauty of being with Purple Patches. We're trying to find a fix. We're trying to work it. We're trying to accommodate everybody. But with accommodation, we ask for is respect. And I'm going to keep saying this every week, respect. This is about respect. Because we're a cheap platform doesn't mean we're no less valuable than a platform that charges you more money. I can tell you one difference between my platform and everybody else's platform. Our support level is going to be way, way much more intense than anybody else, okay? So if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out, and we're going to point you in the right direction, okay? We're going to give you our best. I had a new seller that jumped on the platform. She said, hey, what is your policy on ghosters? I sat there for 45 minutes and typed out something that I could have sent her by link, but I wanted to hear it from me. So I went from my mind, everything, knowing my own policy, and sent it to her. She's like, okay, you know what? I'm hooked. I'm in. I'm all in, you know? And that felt good because, like I said, the biggest thing we want you to know is that you have support. This is how we're going to support. This is where the roads that we may have to travel. This is what happens when we travel those roads. In the end, this is where we're trying to get to, and it could be this. And that's it, okay? But it's about supporting each other, okay? Also, there's no fee for the skeleton, but utilize the link in the confirmation email if you don't want to census. Now, Queens, what I understand is happening on the page when you go to the business page. People are clicking on this booking link, right? Or trying to find it. It's not showing up. So if it's not showing up, let me know. You may have to click see more, and it should open up that calendar link. When you click on it, it's going to take you to those pages like I told you, okay? So if you're having any problems getting that link or finding that link, it is directly underneath our comments in the business section, okay? Click on that link. It should be in blue. If not, you may see more in black. Click on see more, and then it's going to open up and the link should drop down from there, okay? So if you have any issues with the business page going from your phone, because I think there's a difference right now going from your phone or from a PC or a laptop, etc. So if you're having any issues, okay, then let me know or let us know, and we will try to fix that issue with you as far as finding that business link, okay? And if you really need help, that don't mean don't ask. If you really need help, let us know, okay? That is what we're here to do. We're here to help. We're here to assist you, okay? But we are documenting, yet keeping documentation is COA always. Yes, it is. You know, so that is important. So we're documenting. And I tell all sellers too, even sellers too, when you have an infraction with a person, what you say?
Latoya wants to discuss rescheduling fee over the admin. As of next week, because she said she has to constantly do that because people don't, want to reach out and and do the right thing, and she will be charging a fee, she said.
Well, as far as rescheduling, that still needs to go through you. So you and her need to discuss that.
Right.
So, as I said before, rescheduling, not showing up, not being or canceling, whether you do it on the link without assistance or you need assistance, the only person that can authorize that is going to be the platform owner. It's going to be my wife, okay? And my wife will give the directions to the admin what needs to happen, okay?
We are not cheap. We are budget friendly. That's right.
So we're not cheap. We're budget friendly. Thank you, Trisha. You know what, Trish? You always got a nice way to put that. That is so nice. Ain't that nice? No, but yeah, we try to be budget friendly and try to make sure that you guys win on the top of it, okay? I forgot my train of thought. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the situation of non-payers and how it reflects on that platform and how it reflects to our platform when they're going live on our platform. Okay, so listen, I don't care if you're a moderator, if you're an admin, I don't care if you're a reseller, or shopper. When you shop with somebody, I don't care if you're friends. All of you are on the same wavelength at that point. When you hop on a platform and you start shopping, whatever their guidelines are, you have to follow. Okay, so if they say that they expect their payment and they're going live at 8 o'clock in the morning, they expect their payment by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that is your window for you to pay. Okay. Now, after 48 hours, they're going to contact me if they have it. So that means that you don't pay, and then they're going to do whatever they need. I don't know what the action is going to be after that. But what I'm saying is that your requirement is to follow their guidelines, adhere to whatever their standards are on their platform when you decide to shop with them. And if you don't know what those are, then you need to check with them, ask questions, follow the page, I had to take her off there. Every 5 minutes, I can't even see what's on my screen. I'd be glad when your comments come back on, admin expert. Oh my goodness. When you're on their platform, make sure that you're shopping responsibly. Okay. Don't be claiming a whole bunch of items and be like, I can't pay Okay. I'm trying to figure out how my phone number got in here. Okay, so if a seller expects payment at a certain time frame and you don't pay, you might get restricted and you'll not be able to shop again for a certain time or maybe never. If you don't communicate, you might get blocked. So be aware of every seller's guidelines.
So with that point, we have several situations on this point that my husband just said, and it's this: every seller on Purple Passions Boutique has their own guidelines and has their own rules. Okay, so if you shop with a seller or a specific seller, it don't matter with whom. Like, we have our own rules, Miss Atoya has her own rules. Everybody has their own rules. So if you shop with a seller and the seller tells you need to be payment ready in 9 hours or by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, by 6 o'clock in the evening, it doesn't matter. If that seller give you a time frame that she wants her invoice paid and you still go shop with her,
choose to shop with her,
that means you are aware of what you are doing because you was informed during the live of what her standards are and what the standards are for her business. Okay, if you're not going to pay the invoice for whatever reason, it can, like I said, it can be that your hair is on fire or whatever, because there's a whole bunch of reasons, right? And you just don't pay the invoice because at the end, that seller cares for is to get her invoice paid. She gave service, she showed her items, she did her live sale. You decided to shop with the seller. So, and if you decide to shop, you're supposed to receive your items and pay your invoice, right? So if you don't pay your invoice, that means that seller has the right to either A, put you on restriction, B, you can never shop with that seller again, 3, she gonna give you a time frame where you're gonna go on timeout maybe and say, okay, for the next month you don't have to shop with me until you pay your invoice. Or she's going to cancel the invoice, put everything back up, and she completely restrict you and don't even want to see you anymore. So there is certain ways, of sellers that they treating the customers with, because in their point, you are just being ignorant if you're not going to pay that invoice.
Yeah.
So, and if you're not communicating, if you don't say, hey, I have a situation going on right now, an honest situation where you say, I wasn't aware that my invoice is so high, for example. I can pay it in 3 days. I can pay it next week. I can pay it in 2 days or whatsoever. Communication is the key of everything. And if you decide not to pay your invoice, then you have to expect consequences, okay? Because for us, and I'm just saying this, for us as me as a platform owner or seller, it doesn't matter. It is annoying if we have to send invoices and we don't hear back, from the shoppers. We'll be like, oh my God, it's been a week now, but guess what? Like my rules, what I do on Purple Passions is I'm going to wait until you're going to pay your invoice, you know. But every time when you decide to shop with me, I would not let you shop anymore, because that's just how it is unless you communicate with me.
What Miss Danielle said, this is one of the reasons why I stopped selling. I don't have time to babysit and remind grown people what to do. How are you going to forget if you claim something and did not pay? Come on now. I was not born. I was born at night, not last night. Okay. Your communication is important. Yes. Okay. And hello, Miss King. Okay. So, that last one is on me.
No,
Not no more shopping with me. Okay. We're stupid. Okay. So, and I say it like this, right? And I tell you what I experienced, right, from my end, right? Because I'm doing the invoices and I'm doing the tracking, all that stuff. I'm handling all the escalations of things, right? On Purple Patches Boutique. So, and I make mistakes sometimes too. Like I had a seller the other day said, hey, this and this wasn't right. And I said, well, the bot wasn't registering with the comments. I'm glad you let me know that. I'm gonna square your way right now, right? So no harm, no foul. But what I always notice is that a person will say, hey, I'm checking on my invoice. It's already been a week, right? And I see that you viewed the invoice. Like I see when you viewed it, right? And then you're saying you didn't know nothing about the invoice, right? And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's say that for instance, you actually didn't open the email and just overlooked it, right? But I also sent it to your messenger too. That's why I tell everybody, send it to the messenger too. And you can see on messenger too when somebody views something too on messenger, right? So what I'm saying is this. I see that, and then the kicker is that I see them shopping on somebody else's platform, and they are going in. I mean, when I say going in, I thought they went in with me, but not like they went in on that person's platform. They are going in. So I'm thinking in my mind, how are they going to pay it? And I think the worst part is when they pay that person and still haven't paid you. And then they come to you and say, hey, I had this and that going on, or I didn't see it. And you get this whole line of excuses. Completely wrong. And just because the seller says, okay, well, if you say you're going to pay me on Friday, fine, and they accept it, it doesn't mean that, you know, in integrity wise, you know, in their heart, it doesn't mean that they've accepted what you've done. The only thing they've done is they've decided to have to be the bigger person and to keep going on with their business, because maybe that little bit of money that they're getting from you, they need for something that's bigger than them. So they're willing to eat that damage that you just caused for them in order to service the true reason why they're doing what they're doing. Okay. So I want you to understand that this is what I've seen firsthand, right? So just because somebody's giving you the kindness doesn't mean it's their weakness. You know, they're just showing you that they got a bigger heart and a bigger persona than what you have, right? And I don't think anybody in life is that important that you got to lie to, you know, and I think everybody should be able to accept the truth. And if you can't accept the truth, that's okay too. It's some people that can't handle the truth, right? Like a few good men. But what I'm saying is that if you treat everybody with respect, the respect and the communication is going to get you further than it is if you go on the opposite end, okay? So, he says, it's a shame that the news bulletin is about the same stuff each week. My goodness, it's a shame because they keep doing the same thing. Yeah, and the reason why I miss Ivy is because this week I got a lot of feedback from a lot of the sellers that are on my platform all the time, and there's been some frustration that's mounting for a while. Where I've had a couple sellers, you know, about 3 sellers that were willing to stop doing what they're doing, and they love to do this because of how being mistreated by not shoppers, by reseller shoppers. And I always say that the majority of the problems that I have is with integrity wise and with the truth is not with shoppers, it's with the reseller shoppers. They feel like, okay, well, when this person pays their invoice, then I'm going to be able to pay you. Wrong. If you're not payment ready, if you do not have the money to pay immediately after that live show, and I'm saying, I want you to think like this. If someone finishes a live show, they may say, you got 3 days to pay. It doesn't matter. I want everybody to get in that mindset. If you don't have the money to pay that invoice right away, or that seller says, hey, I need my money a little bit earlier than 3 days, or et cetera, then you shouldn't be shopping, okay? Mm-hmm. If you think that way, it's going to keep you out of a lot of problems. You got sellers that are waiting to shop to collect money from this invoice just to pay for this invoice. You got sellers that overspend and then they say, give me 5 days to pay you. You got other sellers or shoppers that are friends that have been friends with people for a while that'll say, hey, you know me and you're good, and I don't have to pay, or I'm not going to pay you to that time frame. And don't even say anything and think it's going to be okay because you've allowed it in the past. No, that's mistreatment. That's abuse, and that's toxic.
And also what I want to say is, if a seller, right, and it happened to me too, but I'm just saying, if a seller, right, shops with you and then say, hey, hey, we're cool. I'm just gonna shop. You just gonna shop from me, and then we even or whatsoever, right? And if you don't want this, right, you don't have to accept this. Like this is not a must be that, because I had a seller. She said another seller shopped with her, and she shopped for I don't know $70 or $80, and then she said she can't pay. If there was 2 sellers basically, she can't pay, and then she said, you know what? You're just gonna shop from me, and that's okay. Sometimes, you know, that seller might not want to shop with you, or she's maybe necessary to get payment for her, you know, instead of items. So because everybody has to pay the bills, everybody is doing this to make money and not items. You know, you don't want to make items, you want to make money, right?
Right.
So what that said is, if you make that agreement and you agree to that, and you say, okay, you shop with me, I shop with you, that's fine. But if you just doing this and then you say shop with me, and the seller maybe has a problem with this, right? They say, I don't want to shop, I want my money, then it's an issue, because before you do anything like this, you want disrespectful, exactly. You want to discuss this with the seller if it is okay that you're gonna shop with her or him, and then she's gonna shop with you, you know, like vice versa. But don't just shop and then say you can't pay and then offer items, you know, because this, I don't know.
There you go. Miss Shane Knight says disrespectful, and Miss Ivy says, and the resources clean up everything from us shoppers. Not that they shouldn't, but I refuse to then, but then for more. So I've given us all the extra time to pay. It's your business. We'll say Miss Clark. Okay. So and guess what? And that's the point, Joe. I'm glad you said it, Miss Clark, because I forgot about that. That's one of the things that one of the resellers said. They said that they come in there picking up all the high dollar items, right? And then it's other people that claim behind them that are normal shoppers, and then they're expecting credit or to get it, and then they're not even paying. They're not even paying on time, and then they lose those sales, have to go back on the shelf. But it also makes them lose clients, because the clients knows that they are a reseller and they're buying those things away. That's wrong. I don't care what nobody says. It's wrong. Listen, I tell you guys something, and I told one of the resellers this. I said, when I had my soldiers, I told my soldiers they better fear me more than they fear the sergeant major. And you know why? And you know why I told them that? I said, because I am your everything. I am your mother, father, uncle, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, and your life is in my hands. The sergeant major didn't get to hide in the back, okay? You're with me every day. It's my job to bring you home, okay? So what am I saying? That you got to take that same tenacity to your business, okay? Sometimes it is the reseller that's allowing too many windows and too much times and this, that, and the third, right? And then, you know, and you're too kind. Sometimes it is that way. But I will say this, just because you've communicated with them and they advise you that is your moment of grace. Yeah. You don't get moments with grace. That's not plural, okay? And the problem is that when they get a moment of grace, they think they got moments of grace, okay? Now, everybody only got so much grace. Moments with the S. Now, listen, okay? Everybody don't have grace for forever, okay? We not God, okay? So, and the bills don't work on grace, okay? So, for the buyers, for the buyers, it's so frustrating when someone comes in and claims items and then doesn't pay. We buyers that want it and pay don't get the items we really want. Right. There you go. You know. So this is you know, like I said, the one thing I teach everybody around my family. We all know this in my family. We do that. The one choice we make, it affects everybody in our family. So we make choices. We make choices based on everybody. As a business owner, or as a reseller or shopper, it doesn't matter what end you're coming from. When you make a decision, it affects everybody around you. Okay. It affects everybody around you, okay? Because you got people in there really want items. You got people that are really trying to get items for maybe birthdays, holidays, for themselves. They can't get out and get things. You know, you never know what's going on with each person, right? Right. You never know the demographics, but you can try to know, okay? But what I'm saying is that, you know, there's a way that you go about business, okay? It's a way to go about business, all right? If that seller says they want their payment a certain time frame, then you pay. How do you keep yourself out of it? Because I always give you a fix, right? Ms. Phyllis says, myself, I checked to see I did get an invoice between 4 and 5 a.m. before I go to work. I'm an RN to work 12 hours a day. Yep, you're on shift work. I understand, registered nurse. And if I don't pay before I get to work, I may not get a chance at work. That's just me. Okay? Yeah. The reason why is, you know, I tell you why Purple Passion is that way. Because we've worked those demanding jobs. We understand 12, 16-hour days, 18-hour days, you know, 2, 3 days, you know, no sleep. we understand that. If anybody's worked federally, then you understand that. On the federal side, on the medical side, and just any job, work period, it can be demanding. So I understand what's going on. I've dealt with situations where clients have been working 16-hour shifts and then been able to get your invoice, and that reseller was so mad they didn't get paid. Mm-hmm. But as soon as that person got off work, they were able to pay that person, and I had to mitigate that situation because that person said, "I'm quitting on this person, screw her." And that person was working was like, "Well, I'm on break and I'm supposed to be having my break right now at 8 hours, and now I'm arguing with this person because I didn't get a chance to pay an invoice because I didn't see the invoice because she sent it during the time I was at work." Okay, so it's a lot going on, right? Miss Clark, I love you all because I'm still listening past my nap time. Hello, but it's good stuff. It's happening. Most of us would give grace, but grace with disrespect changes the game. I'm definitely not going to start treating my business like my 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah. So and you may have to, you know what I'm saying, because I always say that the only reason why situations happen is for you to know who's who and what's going on. Miss Captain says sometimes I just have to watch. I may have gone over my monthly budget due to other large expenses that came up. I was okay to watch sometimes and not always buy. I don't want to buy and not. Miss Kaplan, I know you from day one with us at Purple Patches. You're okay. I'm not even referring to people that are watching because I encourage people to watch because even the people coming in the view is support. A lot of people don't see it that way, but it is that. That's still on your algorithm, period, right? And that's what it's about at the end, your algorithm too. Making the money in your algorithm, okay? So people coming in to watch, you want people in there to watch your shows, okay? Mm-hmm. Because their people are wondering what they're watching if they can't get to them, so that's a good thing.
If you share and tag, that helps too.
Sharing and tagging is support, so I'm going to talk about that in a second. Go ahead, babe.
But there's also something else I wanted to mention here. So sometimes it can happen, okay? That happened
Hit the screen.
Oh. And sometimes it can happen that you sell an item and then for whatever reason that item has a disclaimer, is not available, you lost the item, you can't find the item whatsoever, right? Inform your customer and say, hey, this item what you claimed is blah, blah, blah. Either it has a disclaimer or this item I don't want to send you because of whatever reason, or this item I cannot find, whatsoever. Do not come and still charge and then say you have store credit with me. Ask the customer, how the customer wants to proceed in that particular reason. Okay. Also, we do not, and I'm saying this again, we do not do catalog orders. We do not do that on Purple Passions. That means if you order with a seller and the seller say, I have to order this for you and send you payment invoice, do not do that. I'm telling you this again. Do not pay that seller and say that you want this item and you give money up front. If the seller wants to order it, let it seller order it, and then you can pay it whenever you receive the invoice and the seller has it on hand. Do not do catalog orders because there has been sellers that have been doing that too. And that shopper never received the item, okay? So we had to step in and we had a whole situation out of this. So again, do not do that.
Listen, Miss Tanya Leach is on fire right here. She says right here in the news break, you can support me by watching instead of coming in and claiming my stuff and not paying.
That is the standard method of communication for invoices. Messaging is optional.
She just said, I'm sure someone would rather use the window shop than to claim and not pay. Okay. Wait. Okay, wait, listen. Okay. Miss Tanya Alicia, she's like the big sister to me, right? So she's so spicy, right? Listen, it's a lot to digest here, right? What I'm saying is this, all right? I practice being fair and impartial, right? On Purple Patches, our payment agenda is different than how it is on other people's platforms. If you go to my admin expert's platform, Tutu's Blessing, right? Always support her and go to her platform. She's going to have different payment standards. You go to Miss Tanya Lee, she's going to be different payment standards. Miss Minnie Holmes, different payment standards. Miss Angela Nett Green, payment standards, okay? Different payment standards. Everywhere you go is going to be different payment standards. But regardless of what the standard is, when you go there, you make sure you adhere to their payment standards, okay? Don't Don't misuse, abuse, and become toxic with people because you go in there and you see they got hot items, right? Fire items, and you want to claim all of them so nobody else is because you know that you can wait to pay for it or you feel like you can get over on that end, right? Because that's just manipulation and misuse. All right, that's fraud, waste, and abuse, and it's wrong, okay? And this is what I'm telling you because I know that it's a lot of resellers that are doing this for their reasons, and they have the reason why they're doing it, and I want to see everybody's situation be accommodated for. And you accommodate it by following the rules, okay? Everybody says that life doesn't have enough right in there. No, just the right thing to do is harder. Life is all about rules and the right, okay? And that's why it's so hard because people don't want to follow rules, so they feel like everything is so rough, okay? So what I'm telling you is when you go on that platform, make sure you know the rules, follow the rules, okay? Do not claim items from other people and then don't pay for it. Pay your doggone invoices. Don't make deals. Don't ask for deals. If that person wants to give you grace, if you communicate, they want to give you grace, that is between you and that person, okay? But that is a moment of grace, not moments of grace, okay? Because grace can run out very, very quickly, right? And then you have that person calling you everything except for a child of God. And you're not going to like that, okay? Mm-hmm. And then they're going to go to church and pray it off, okay? So I'm telling you, you know, and I hate to see frustrated people because all I believe is always a solution. And by all means, I tell you to document. I told you guys a long time ago that the way that I handle things is if they don't pay an invoice, I cancel that invoice. I make a note on my note list, right, on my administrative action sheet of what this infraction was, the date and time, right. After 3 times of that, I go to that person and I say, well, I'm going to restrict you for a week. I'm going to, matter of fact, you don't need to shop with you anymore. I'm going to block you. I'm doing all these things, okay? Because there's escalation of phases within my policy too. And depending on what the infraction is, I can jump from 1 to 5, okay? And this is how I take care of Purple Patches Boutique. You guys can do whatever you want to do with your business. I'm not here to tell you how to do it. But if you bring a situation to me, I'm going to give you the best advice possible because I'm also a Purple Passion reseller life coach, right? Thrifting and life coach. That's what my admin expert gave me, right? So I can tell you, be your life coach and then tell you how your life coaching affects your business and back and forth. I'm also briefing people on marketing, how to market your business, okay? And I also have my certification in Masters in Counseling and Therapy too. So, you know, I do a lot of different things on the outside that people don't know. But what I can tell you is this, is that it boils down to respect, okay? How well does a person respect you? Because my wife sometimes has got into a situation where she had to address something with somebody. Their camera wasn't right. Their lighting wasn't right. They weren't dressed properly. They were putting stuff on the floor. They were pulling stuff from trash bags, all this stuff that people were scared to engage that person. Or they like, or on other platforms they don't engage because they already got your money, right? And my wife says, no, I'm going to engage them so that they can get better because I want them to be better, right? That's somebody that genuinely cares about you. But all the time when you engage that person, they feel like you're the bad person. You're trying to downplay them. You're trying to down talk them because you want to see the best in them, right? That also goes the opposite way too, right? When someone gives you that kind of way to say, hey, I'm going to give you a moment of grace, you start trying to extend that grace in every direction that's in your favor, you know, and instead of doing right by that person, okay? Because bills don't stop. How many times can you go to this person and say, hey, I owe you this? That bill collector is saying, okay, well, when do you plan to pay me? And if you're not, they're tacking on fees and all this stuff. So I understand why people put on mad late fees. But I tell them document, and then if you want to, you can block them, get rid of them, okay? But
also with Latoya sent me just a message. She said, respect Latoya's messenger when it comes to the calendar, because as of today, her inbox will be open from 8 till 11. The thing is this, we had in the past sellers that messaged Latoya at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? And said, I want to reschedule, I want to do this, I want to do that. So everybody deserves and has a right, to rest and to go to sleep at nighttime. You don't have to be 24 hours available because after midnight, actually, if nobody is booked at midnight, Purple Patches Boutique is going to sleep at 12. If somebody is, and this is also a thing what I want to say, if somebody is booking the midnight, that means we as platform owners
gotta be up with you.
Are going to be up with you on your midnight. Then the admins are going to be up with you, and the moderators are going to be up with you. So, and if you don't let nobody know that you're not going to make the midnight, then we are waiting for you to come on, and everybody is ready, So that's the thing also that we have to understand, that when you message somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning and expect an answer, and then be mad in somebody's inbox in the morning and say, you never responded to my message, we don't have to respond in the middle of the night. 8 a.m. in the morning is when you are receiving a answer, okay?
What's the hours of operation?
First thing smoking, 8 o'clock, okay? This is 8 to 11 normally.
Okay, 8 to 11, okay. That's hours of operation. I always say that it's 8 to 5. The close of business is COB. After that, the hours get slower and probably until midnight for us. You may or not get an answer, but expect the answer within that next 24 to 36 after close of from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., which is
normally
COB.
we respond to them always, but not at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning.
And the reason why I put that out, and that was about a month ago for Purple Patch Boutique, is because that, you know, we are working 24 hours, right? 24 hours within whatever time frame we get a message. That's what 24 hours means, okay? So we're trying to respond to you within that convenience. Our business hours are 8 to 5, okay? After that, that's close of business. After that, you know, then time is going to be slower. We are going to get you whatever that issue is, okay? Because everybody has a life too, okay? So, hello, Miss Ansley. Everybody has a life, okay? Everybody has a life. I always encourage everybody to be at these news breaks because this is the information. If you guys are at these news breaks, I wouldn't get so many questions. My admins wouldn't get so many questions. My wife wouldn't get so many questions. It wouldn't be so many arguments. You would understand where I stand at as a platform, where I stand at as a person. You'll understand me. You'll understand me as one of the owners. My wife is the owner. You would understand a lot, okay? So, get percent past midnight for no reason. Yep, and my moderators are in there too, stand up, you know, trying to give you guys support because we want you guys to be successful. So I want you guys to, I want you guys to be a part of that chat that we have for the VIP. I send out a post every time. I want you to go read what I wrote this morning, okay? I want you to take what I wrote this morning and follow that for the week. And I want you to do that every day. When you guys find yourself, when you're upset, I told my admin this a while ago, and I tell you guys this, when I get upset, I think I go into my mind. I think of 10 things I'm thinking of, even if it's toilet paper to wipe my butt with, or soap to wash my face with, or a toothbrush to brush my teeth with. Okay, I think of 10 things that I'm thankful for every time I get upset or I get frustrated. Okay, think about that, and what you understand is that your mind will start to change. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that. Okay, so I know you're not up. So every choice that you make affects seller, shopper, and reseller. So with that said, okay, the last thing I want to say is that resellers, if you want the best in your business, invest in your business. Think of a color scheme. Go find you some bags that are the color for your business, okay? Huh?
Did you even go with your points?
Yes, that is the last point. That is the last one. Go look. That's the last point. Invest. Yeah, I covered all my points. So,
no.
Invest in your business, okay? Logo, good business name, catchy business name.
Caught.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I didn't look down there.
Oh, okay.
Why is there that big gap in there? You see that big gap?
You did that.
I definitely. You did that. Wow, really?
You did that big gap.
What? I got this.
Since when are we just having
Listen,
3 points?
I stopped right here, right? Look, I got this whole gap right here, and then there's some more points, right? I'm like, I followed I missed all the rest of. Okay, I accept that, and my heart is still open. Okay, so you'll understand, Mr. Clark.
Note, I'm still waiting for my job to get that camera and lighting straight. I'm so sick looking at the ceiling. Oh my God.
Oh Lord, let me see more. The bottom of it being too far for me to see the item well. Love you, mean it. So yeah. You want to, and take advice from people when they're giving it to you. You want to show items correctly, give them a good view of what they're looking at, what they're getting, okay? But, if you guys, I say things every week, we're covering the same things, but guess what? The best way for people to understand is reiterate. Like, I got asked about a policy on ghosting. 0 tolerance. I see sellers this week with inspired items. And don't, you can miss me with that. Oh, I don't know. Thank you for putting me back on track. Now I'm good. Oh, no. You was good before that. You tried to slide one in about 33 minutes into your live show and then act like, oh, you didn't know. Well, why you ain't showed it in the first 33 minutes? You wait till the end of the show to show it. You knew what you was doing. And if I wouldn't have said nothing, you'd have kept showing it. So, 0 tolerance, no inspired items, okay? Nah, that was trying to be slick.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you. So, being payment ready and shopping, we covered that already. When you're booking your lives, the confirmation heroes. I am. I'm after the big gap.
Okay.
And then, okay. Okay. The power up, okay? Everybody wants to know what the power up is, right? The purple power up. I put this information out like 1,000 times already. But it's an enhancer for you to understand exactly what I'm okay, so yes, I've been burdened for being right on top of the camera. You can't even see the item. Man, so they're like this. Okay. Yeah, so sometimes you guys got to watch it how you're showing things. Step onto the camera, step off the camera. It's a lot of things too. So when I'm training people, when I was training people, and sometimes I think that I just got to push everybody through a training on how things work on our platform. I'm gonna give you tips and tricks on how to step on, step off, step away, step in front, how you want to show different things. The best ring light you have is not just having the ring light, it's having the best ring light, where your lighting should be. You know.
Stop right there.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Here she go.
Okay, ladies. So, sellers, come on. The ring light, okay?
She said, I did see you coming, but I know inspired items.
The ring light. Now, if I have to make a class where your ring light's supposed to be, I will make the class.
Don't
okay?
do it. Don't.
So
No.
if you showing items, the ring light is supposed to be where your phone is on. You have those clamps on the side where you open up, stick your phone into the ring light, okay? You cut on the ring light, and the ring light should be facing you. Not
this way.
This way, exactly. How? Show it again. This way. Not that the ring light is on your left side, on your right side, behind you, and you have your phone. I don't know where on a dresser. You know, a vase holding up your phone at a dresser, and the ring light is behind you. No, your ring light is facing where, babe?
Here.
Right here, okay? So, if you need a class about ring light, let me know.
Right.
Because I saw sellers on where the ring light was all over the place in the room. I saw it one time on the left side, one time on the right side, one time behind you, one time all the way on the floor. No, the ring light is where, babe? In front of you. Right there, okay?
So just a caveat, right? That ring light, when you get that ring light, right? You want to have your camera, your phone sitting centered right in this, right? This is your working device, just like this, okay? And that ring light is going to be around it, and it should be facing you, okay? It should be looking at you. Like my ring light is here in front of me, it's facing me. That's where that view should be, okay? So pay attention to where your ring light is. Your ring light shouldn't be facing up with your camera looking up at you. It shouldn't be looking down. It shouldn't be up here looking down. It shouldn't be to the right. It shouldn't be to the left. It shouldn't be to the rear. It should be directly in front of you. You should be ready to show your items, pull from either side or wherever you're pulling from, and show that item. You can step towards and show it to give them a better look. You can step away. You know, you can step it to the side and hang it in there. You can hang it to this side, okay? And you can give them a good little view, get a little spin, and you can show it to them, okay? Talk about your item, explain the item, let them know what's going on with it. It's very important, okay? So, remember that, okay? If you're a reseller, we're not doing inspired items on Purple Patch Boutique. It doesn't mean that you can't go somewhere else and show it, but on Purple Patch Boutique, we're not doing inspired items, okay? We're not doing inspired items. Don't try to slip it in and act like you forgot. Like I said before, this is not what we're doing, okay? If you don't feel the heat from the ring light, you don't have it close enough. Woo! You know, I've been recommending the ring light. I've got a ring light with 3 holders, and that's because I've been through, I think, 3 ring lights already. So when I tell people, I can tell you probably what's going to be the better ones. I've been through 3. I bought from Amazon, Walmart, and a couple other places. You know, this one here I've had for over a year. It's been worked fantastic, and it's huge, okay? It is huge. It is about the size of a beach ball, okay? So it's a good investment. So invest in your business. Invest in your lighting. Invest in your sourcing, okay? Our sourcing takes a long time. We go out to source. One thing that you'll see why we have dynamic artists is that we're sourcing for 5 hours, you know, at places, you know, when we're going out to source at that one place, okay? So we're in the trenches, okay, to find you the best items. Think of a logo for your business, all right? Think about color scheme for your business. Go get you some bags. Go on Amazon. If you need to know all the bag sizes you need, let me know. I send you a list. I did it for a seller the other day. And find you a color that's going to represent you and your business, okay? And let people know what your brand is and what you're standing on, that you're standing on business, okay? So that's very, very important, okay? So people can authenticate you from everybody else, you know, because the same as your flyer. You know, people know how you're going to do your flyers. They know who you are, and they're coming to you based on those different premises, okay? So I want you guys to understand that. We already covered when booking your lives. Please note your time. Look at your confirmation emails. Your confirmation emails after you book always goes to your email. Make sure you're checking on that. The purple power up. If you are interested in a booster for an hour, let us know ahead of time before you go live. Also, I've had some shoppers that have boosted different people, different sellers. You are able to do that. If you got a favorite seller, you want to boost them, you want to increase their sales, you want to help them out, let them know that you support them. You can do that, and sellers, I want you to make mention that they do that for you, to give them that acknowledgement, because that's a respect thing too. They respect you enough to go give you that booster and to support you. Respect them by acknowledging the grace that they gave you, and make sure that you guys are one hand shaking the other hand in that situation, okay? Because I tell you, everything's about respect, okay? Okay, so when you're putting in your information, okay, shipping labels are being created by the information that you're putting in. Take your time when you do this. Make sure the information is accurate. If your information changes, let us know. If you put in the wrong information and we put it in and we send it to you, and then we're like, hey, this information I have on file, this is what you put in, and no, I didn't put it in, then there's gonna create a situation. Your package will go there and came back. I've sent out packages and missed one letter on there. It went all the way there and came all the way back. I had to repay for that label and send it back to that person. I've gotten the address where they sent me the wrong address and they had to send it to me, and they had to pay for that label or the items wasn't coming back. It's been back and forth, okay? Whoever's at fault is at fault, but we're only working and acting on the information that you're giving us. So I want you guys to make sure that information is accurate. Put in the right information, okay? So that way we can send you your packages, because those shipping labels are being generated based on the information that is being sent. If a person is going up to the post office sending, understand they're not going to be able to give you a tracking number until they ship that item, okay? Other people using Pirate Ship, they can't give you a tracking number, okay? Now, right now, what's going on across all the postal services, I tell you, sell the trip. If you got USPS picking up your packages, they are supposed to scan those packages when they pick up, even if it's a lot. So have them scan it. If they scan it, then it's going to already be that first scan, and stuff is going to go through like it's supposed to. We have open slots today at 3:30 and 4:45 p.m. Our next seller at 6 p.m. is Starasia Lauderdale. Okay. Yep. That's she will be in today at 6.
And if somebody is interested to get those slots, 3:30 and 4:45, message me, inbox me. You might get, a good price for this.
Yeah, so
like
if you're interested in getting the 3:30 today at 4:45, message my wife. You may get some grace or a blessing or something today if you want to take those slots.
That's right.
Okay,
or maybe for free. You never know.
You never know. You never know, my wife. But since it is February, everything is $444. But you may get a special price. I don't know. But those sites are available. So if you want to book those slots, contact my wife. Okay, 3:30, 4:45. Okay. And listen, you guys have my best interest, and when I get on here, I really speak from my heart a lot, okay? Because I love each and every one of you, and I care about each and every one of you, and I want to see all of you successful, okay? You won't find probably somebody that's just more in tune with the people in the community like we are. And I just believe that everybody can be treated nice and fair. If anybody remembers my motto when we first started our business, I told you guys, I said that if every person in life did one nice thing for every person that they saw, or like just one nice thing, you choose a person to do something nice. If everybody in the world did that for one day, the world would change overnight. Because that's how you change it. By doing nice and right things, giving grace, showing support and doing things, okay? Showing support isn't always going on somebody's life and buying something from them. Support is going there, sharing and tagging and bringing your people over. Sometimes formulating that friendship, that unity, that line, that code, formulating that line, that strength. That strength as sellers, that strength as a community, that strength as family. Sometimes that support is going to take you a lot further. Sometimes talking with that person is going to let you know that they know different applications, different programs, different moves, different people that can help you broaden your business. But the problem is we start drinking that haterade instead of Gatorade. And we start looking at, I'm better than them. And we start putting ourselves on a high horse, start getting conceited, and we start having all these problems. Because problems only come from hate, not from anything else. So I want you guys to start taking care of each other better. I want you guys to start being considerate of other people. Just because somebody is you're good with somebody, don't mean that you got to use them to their bone dry. You know, because I asked you, if you do that to somebody and that is your well, or that is somebody that you know you can always rely on, when you run them bone dry, who do you have then? You don't have nobody. Okay? So, you know, I teach my son, friends will bring you up, bring you down, they never bring you up. So, you know, I want you guys to understand these type of concepts. So treat everybody with respect. Claim the right way. Shop responsibly. Pay your doggone invoices, okay? If you don't have the money, don't pay it. If you're going to have the money within 40 hours, let them know and let them decide whether they want to work with you or not. It's that reseller's option to work with you, okay?
So I want to say something. Shout out to Miss Tanya Alicia today.
Yeah. Check it. Like, hold on. I'm sorry, babe. And like she said, check your email. Check your email for that invoice. Messaging is optional. You know what I'm saying? I tell people on my platform to do it both ways, so that way they can't run out and say you didn't exhaust all means of trying to get in contact with them. That's why I say that, okay? Mm-hmm. So check your emails. That's for your confirmation emails from your bookings and for your invoice, okay? I'm sorry, babe. Go ahead. I apologize.
I want to say shout out to Miss Tanya Alicia. So if you don't know,
Squad.
okay? If you what?
Squad.
If you don't know, she carries Mary Kay products, and I'm gonna tell you one thing. What I found out, I almost had a heart attack, honestly. So, what happened was this: Miss Tanya Alicia was showing in her life those Mary Kay products, and she had lotions, and I think it was like $6 or $7. I can't remember no more. Mm-hmm. Body washes from Mary Kay. So I was like, I want to try this and see how that is, right? So I fall in love with this Satin Glow. This is a body lotion from Mary Kay. So,
she did.
So another person, is also selling Mary Kay, and she said, hey, Mr. Brie, if you're interested. I said, oh yeah, do you also carry this body lotion? And she said, oh yeah. And then I said, how much is this one lotion? And she said $22. And I was dying on the couch, right? I was like,
she fell out. I had to throw some water on her and fan her. She woke back up at $22. She passed out again. I was like, hey, wake up. Wake up.
So I was in the inbox of Miss Tanya and said, do you have more of these lotions?
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Tanya like, hey, Queen, you know, you all right. No matter what they say about you, you're all right.
So if you really need those good products, ladies, if you need those Mary Kay, right? If you need any of her products, she is so good. Yes, has great products, and she has it really cheap, right?
I remember Barry from back in the day.
So please reach out to her if you're interested, because if you don't want to pay those $20 or $22 or whatever, then this is the way to go. You know, you want to go to Miss Tanya Alicia. Plus, check out all her items. I got my son some tennis shoes for $10, and they're great. Okay.
Yeah, my wife didn't make it. Look at the couches there, you know, because I wasn't fast enough to catch her, right? I moved a little bit, so I got older. I moved a little bit so I couldn't catch her. You know, that
you had to bring me water so I can drink water to come back to life.
Yeah, she wasn't going to make it. $22. And she just went down. Boom. I was like, whoa. Babe, you all right? Hey, wake up now. Wake up. Till death do us part. You ain't dead yet. We in this together. Get up. Get up.
Right. I need a face wash, an anti-aging face, neck cream, Mary Kay. There you go. Miss Tanya, reach out to Miss Beth. This is what she needs. You know, this is what she needs. And I'll be needing, too, a lot of things from Mary Kay, because...
I stand on Mary Kay. I stand on Mary Kay, not as a male, but I remember my mother used to be, when Mary Kay hit the scene, my mother was on that Mary Kay a long time ago.
Yes.
So they've always kind of been like a household name within my family.
And it's really good product.
I know Miss Tanya, my wife's products have been stellar. Okay? So... check her out. You know, it's no harm in recommending other people when they got good stuff going on, you know. So, like I tell you, if you want to go to get some clothing, go over to Miss Jenna's Thundercat. She giving away mad clothing right now for the low. You know, she got some jewelry sellers over there. I got jewelry sellers coming on our platform. You know, go get some of those things, okay? Put together a good outfit so you feel good. But don't forget this Lovers Week, right? This Love Week, this Casanova Week for me, right? Casanova Week's coming up, all right? The next time I jump up in it, you guys gonna see something so crazy.
You know, this week is February, so we're going towards Valentine's Day.
We're going towards Valentine's Day?
You know how much I love chocolate, right?
Yeah, but why love chocolate?
So, you know what you need to do?
Oh.
You need to give me the chocolate.
Yeah, I got chocolate. So, look, we got our pillows, all right? I'm going to show you guys again. We got our pillows. This is how it is when it's compressed, deflated, vacuum sealed, all right? This is the item of the week, okay? So.
This is when it comes vacuum sealed.
Vacuum sealed, okay? You see it. You see every wrinkle in there, okay? And it can lose pressure. For my people that think it can't lose pressure, it's still sealed. And you can see how I'm puffing it right now. You see it's still sealed, but sometimes it can lose that pressure, okay? So, and it's going to be even bigger than this when we take it out of this, okay? So, these are going to be your hotel style pillows, okay? So,
no, they're called 5-star hotel pillows.
Oh, 5-star hotel pillows. You know, you want to get in here and do this?
No, babe.
So, Miss Furnace, I love Mary Kay. Miss Cabin said I need a face wash, anti-aging mask, and neck cream. Look, Miss Tanya is the one to go to if you need it. I'm telling you. So, you know, bundles. Go check out Tutu's. She's got mad bundles over there. You know, so go over there and check her out. I like to call her the queen of bundles, all right? You know, QOB. You know, so go, you know, like I said, go check them out, you know, and just treat everybody with respect, okay? That's the biggest thing that we can do. Check out the VIP group. Go check out the VIP chat. I try to give you guys a motivation for the week so you can walk through life every day and feel good. If you guys need anything, let us know, okay? So, do you guys have anything for me, okay? I don't want to close the floor out, the show out, without hearing from you guys.
Yes, Miss Melissa, we
Miss
do.
Melissa say looking for them upcoming line. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Miss Dren, I gotta hear you bust a note for me on there one time. One time.
A matter of fact, this is the Mary Kay what I fell in love with.
This is Miss Cameron says she loves the pillows. Okay, leave us that review. All right. I need a new body, please. Well, come on, J-Lo. Come on, J-Lo. Come on, J-Lo. Stop it. I need a new body, please. Man, look, we all need some new bodies probably after everything we done been through, all right? We got to work with what we got, right?
This week.
This is the Mary Kay right here. This is the Mary Kay my wife loves.
This week I will receive my new Valentine's Day pillows, okay? And bedding set. It comes with a comforter and pillows in pink. So be surprised I will come up with some new stuff. Yes.
Is that close enough for everybody? Hold on. It's blurry.
You want a set of pillows, Miss Tracy? Okay, I got you.
With pillows, and we got some Valentine's Day special on there, and we're getting ready.
They're gonna come.
We're getting ready to make some. Oh, here you go, babe. We're getting ready to make some special moves and stuff. But like I said, that queen is gonna be highlighting one of those days this week. It could be potentially more, but right now she's a highlight. Be there, be square. You're not gonna want to miss this, okay? And she's putting together her stuff, you know, for you guys too. And we want to make sure she gets the most promotion. And she's, you know, been really important to our program, our family, our community, my household even, you know. So I want to make sure that they check her out.
Of our life, and also watch the replay of LaToya's life that was on
right. Miss Coleman was in front of us.
Miss Coleman, our admin expert. She has bundles for $3.75, which is incredible in pricing. Super nice stuff. Watch the replay, claim some items. You know, we got to
check the picture wall drop too.
Yes,
you get in that picture wall drop. There's a lot of stuff flying through there. Okay.
Okay, I got those. I got those for you, Miss Tracy.
Okay, we had those pillows. You know, Miss Jada said she loves those pillows. We got, like you said, we got a lot of pillows on there. It took a little while, but they kind of all dropped at once. Our Yara is coming in slowly. It's trickling in.
Yes.
With this storm that came in, I got pushed out probably a week and a half. So
yeah, the Yara is on
it's rough right now. So we dealing with what we got to deal with, but I promise you, we got it right. Miss Kathy Parrott Harris, good to see you, Queen. We haven't seen you in so long. It's good to see you in here, okay? She's one of our from day one or some way back, so it's always good to see, you know, old faces in here, you know.
You need four more, Jackie?
If you guys, I need four more.
Sets.
I already have 8 pillows. Yeah, she needs 2 sets.
2 sets, okay.
I lost my whole train of thought. pillows are here. Yeah, if you guys have seen some people that haven't been here in a while, reach out to them and see what's going on with them. You never know what's changed in their life and why they're not here. You guys remember that old network, get them back, bring them back to the platform and show them the changes. Let them know that their home has changed a little bit. Their family's changed. Bring them back. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we miss you too a lot, Miss Harris, So I want you guys to just, remember that because you never know what somebody's going through.
Yeah,
so
we love them too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
Shoot.
Okay.
It's nothing like sleeping comfortably, okay? So, with that said, I think I covered it. Did I miss anything?
Mm-mm. That's it.
I don't think I missed anything. I hope I didn't. And Miss Cabin said 2 more pillows for her. Okay, great. So, with that said, I want to wish you queens a good start to February, okay? Very important. Start the month off good. A lot of things happening this month. And I want you guys to be great in everything that you need. If there's anything you can need, even counseling or different things like that, reach out to me. I'm here, okay? And I'm going to give you the best of Mr. Clark, the best of Purple Passion Boutique, and I'm gonna try to set you on a path that's built for success, okay? Where Miss Lynn is, yeah, we haven't seen Miss Lynn in a little while either. I know she is out there getting her selling on though, so she's doing that a lot, so. She might just be flipping around right now.
All right. Well, thank you so much for everyone for being here today at the news break. Thank you for the pillow orders. I will get them out ASAP. Sending invoices out. And if anybody's interested in the next 2 upcoming slots, let me know.
Right, 3 o'clock and 4:45. Those slots are open.
Right.
You may get a blessing if you choose to take one of those slots. So let my wife know if you want those slots. Okay. Okay. Just make sure. Yeah, she's still selling, Miss Edmonds. She still is out there selling. So I think my wife talked to her. I think last week. So we still have contact with her.
Again, Miss Kathy said she missed the pillows.
Okay.
These are the pillows. We have hotel pillows. They are queen size. 1,000 grams.
So this is 1,000 gram queen size, okay? This is going to be the vacuum seal pillow right here, okay?
Yeah.
It's going to be the vacuum seal right here. And as you see, it's
very thin, but when you...
It's thin. It's vacuum seal. Now, this is still sealed. It's just lost its pressure, okay? So you can see this is that 5-star hotel style pillow right here. Okay, you see that?
They come with 1,000 gram filling.
1,000 gram filling. You see?
They're super thick, very good. Everybody loves them. So and they come as a set, 2 for $22. So
they're 2 for $22.
Yep. If anybody wants these, let me know. I have a fresh delivery. It came a few days ago, so I can send them out Monday ASAP.
Right.
Yep, it's huge, and they're queen size. They're very big.
So, if you're interested, let us know. 2 for $22. We'll get you out the invoice and try to get them pushed out. So, a lot of you guys, we have a.
Thank you.
You guys should be. If you haven't received your package, it's a big push leaving from here. All your packages, I promise you're not sitting in my living room, even if it says that they are. They're not. So, Miss Juanita, thank you for the Merry Christmas. So,
you want a set? A set has 2, or do you want 2 sets? Miss Kathy.
If you just put down Miss Kathy whether you want a set or you want 2 sets. A set already comes with 2 pillows. So that way I don't bill you for 2 sets.
Now 1 set is 2 pillows.
1 set is 2 pillows, 2 sets 4 pillows. Right. Okay. So that's gonna be the gist of she wants a set. So 1 set.
1 set. Okay.
Check the picture wall drop. Like I said, there's a lot of things happening there. Bundles. Go over to see Tutu's Blessed, Mary Kay, and selling. Go see Miss Tanya Alicia. Go over and see Miss Thundercat if you're trying to get a whole bunch of clothing and jewelry and all that stuff. She's got some large packet deals, almost like pallet deals is what I want to say.
She's giving up her store.
What is she doing?
She has 50 clothes pieces,
right,
which can be brand new with tags, and very light pre-loved for $100. So she has
No king. Couldn't get those.
We've
been selling these pillows for a while now, but we couldn't get king. Yeah, so Miss Janice is giving 50 pieces for, I think, $100. Anywhere from new attacks and very light pre-love.
Right.
So 50 pieces of clothing. She's got jewelry over there too, and large deals too.
Hey, Miss
So
Edna.
check her out, okay?
Right.
And I think that's it. So does anybody have anything for me?
We will be live on Monday.
And we will be live on Monday, which is tomorrow.
4:45.
4:45 tomorrow. We'll be live. So my wife.
I restocked. I have complete.
You mean she got smoke? That's all I gotta say. She got smoke.
Smoke.
She got smoke. You know. So bring your gas mask, cause smoke. That's what you got. Okay. Bring your gas mask. All right. So.
All right, ladies. Love you all. Thank you so much.
Love you guys. I will talk to you guys. The ladies at the nursing home are interested in soap again. Okay. I will let my message us offline, and my wife will let you know. And then say, Miss Jessica Presley says, Miss Janice coming up, reach out for bulk clothing deals, right? Okay, there she go.
Yes.
That's her admin right there, Miss Jessica Presley. And she's, you know what I'm saying, with the Purple Pass Boutique family too, you know, coming and giving us support. We thank you too, Miss Presley. She's got those large bundle deals. Thank you, Miss Gordon.
Jessica has the jewelry. If you need jewelry,
Miss Jessica has jewelry too.
Yeah.
So it's a lot happening over there too. So like I said, I'm not scared to recommend, you know, you guys. It doesn't matter whether someone shops with me or not. They're going to shop wherever they feel like they need to shop. But like I said, we all can work together. We can all win. We can all eat. We just got to start having respect for each other and stop mistreating each other. It's ridiculous. You know, got to stand on business. Okay. Our admin, I want to say a big shout out to her. I give my admin hell, you guys, but I promise you, if she can deal with me, she can deal with anything. Okay. But, go check out those bundle deals. Go check out Tutu's Blessing. I think she's going on another live today. She was the live in front of us. And right now we got Miss Starasia.
At 6 o'clock.
Lauderdale is coming on at 6 unless somebody takes those 2 slots. Those slots are at 3 and 4:45, okay?
You need to check out Miss Starasia at 6 because she got everything $5.
Right, Miss
Starasia.
Starasia.
She's a new seller on Purple Passion.
New seller on Purple Passion. Everything is going to be $5 today. A lot of great items. And I can't forget about Shane Knight. That's our other admin. She's in those lives getting it done. So if you see anything from her, she's doing a hell of a job too. Thank you, Miss Knight, for doing what you do too. And to all my admins, Miss Gordon, Trisha, Toy, you know I love you guys to death, you know. So appreciate everything you guys are doing. So with that said, love you all. And you guys have a blessed Sunday, blessed day, blessed start to your month, good week, all right? Mwah.